I just built a honey farm that's not only super efficient but also completely automatic, so I never have to worry about running out of honey or honeycomb again. And while I was at it, I find a way to make my iron farm even better. So stick with me, because this is going to be amazing. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of All You Can Build, because if you can dream it, you can build it. And I have to do something with this honey farm because this looks pretty ugly, right? Doesn't make sense. So what I'm going to do today is actually make a nature's house with a glass house, and I'm going to keep the bees there and make a lot of honeycombs, waxes, and honey blocks. So just to focus on other things rather than just mechanics and contraptions, I'm going to deal with something from the nature. Although I'm going to use create mechanism for that, it's going to be something really natural. And for that, I am also planning to make a natural district. So I won't like to waste your time. I'm going to just build a house right away. Now the two buildings are done, and I think it's time to set up the whole contraption underneath the bee house. This is a glass house basically, and I think it's a bit small, to be fair. Oh, you don't want to do it. So it's time to hook up the whole contraption, and for that I will for sure make these three and these three beehives to be sheared with the shears for sure. So I will get the honeycombs and then it will be dropped down here. Let me do it like this. I will extend the belt with one, like so, and I will place an item vault here, which will then collect all the honeycomb like this. For sure, I have to make them point down, and I will also connect the deployers like this and this. My gosh, it looks so ugly. Never mind, it's going to be good anyway. And I think I'm going to make the honeycomb blocks like this, because this is probably the easiest way to do them. I don't want to do the automated shape crafting because that's just too much effort for just a honeycomb block. So yeah, I think it's gonna work. Or maybe I don't even going to do the honeycomb blocks and I will only have the honeycombs, because then I will be able to just, you know, put them on the coppers and they will not oxidize. I think that would be the best use of the honeycomb block. Alright, so I just had a great idea, and I think this is going to be probably the best solution to execute this problem. So what I'm going to do now is basically just place a compacting drawer here, and if I'm not mistaken, if I place a honeycomb here, oh no, it's not going to turn it into honeycomb block. Oh, alright, then probably my idea was not that good. Alright, anyway, let's try to do it like this. Alright, so I set it up this thing with a drawer controller and a lot of drawers and the hopper, and it seems like it's working. Yeah, it does. Now I have to make some decorations here because this looks a bit ugly. Temporary solution, but it's good. And now let's filter the deployers to shears, give them the shears, and that's pretty much it. The honeycomb farm part is done. Yeah, we can say that it's done. And now I have to place some pipes here, so I will have the actual liquid honey as well. I have to find a way to replace the shears every time they break. I just don't know how to do that. I don't want to hook up the iron farm to do this, but I will deal with the iron farm later. Maybe I will have a good idea how to do that. I will make a flute tank here. I will place a pump here. And now the pipes that will suck out the honey from these beehives. Now I just have to make this pipe to be transported all the way to that fluid tank. And now I think everything should work just fine. But to really find it out, I have to get some bees into this house. And yeah, it's probably not going to be the easiest thing that I'm going to do today, but I have to do it anyway, right? Alright, let's hook up the contraption with power. There we go. And it works perfectly. I also got an achievement for that. Sounds amazing. Look at the bees. They are pollinating everything. And I try to put as many flowering azaleas and flowers around so they can collect a lot of pollens. And it seems like it's working. I've brought 6 bees and yeah, I just gave them some flowers, so there are more bees. Oh, and as I can see, the fluid tank is already filling up. There are a lot of honeys in it. And I have a lot of honeycombs as well. And now the way I'm going to make honey blocks is actually compacting them in a basin with a mechanical press, because this is probably the most straightforward way to do, and it's the easiest one because I don't want to use honey bottles because that requires glass bottles, and then I have to, you know, just circle it back to be filled up like this. And that's probably a bit more time consuming as well, and not to mention resource consuming. Alright, let me set this thing up. The first thing I would like to do here is probably do it like so. Oh, I want to make a counter here, but this is probably how it's gonna work the best. Maybe like this. Yeah, it could also work. Let's place the hopper here. Let's place a basin, press. I'm actually going to rotate it like this, remove it, and do it the other way. Alright, like this, rotate it. Now it's good. Let's place some gearboxes. And I'm actually going to power it from underneath the floor. And it seems it works now. Yeah, it's definitely sucking out the honey from there and sucking it here. The question is, oh yeah, it's working, but it's pretty slow. And it produces the honey. I'm just going to take it to filter it out, and yeah, it's done. We have the honey, we have the money. So basically, I have everything that is required in case of bees and honey. I have the honeycombs and I have the honey blocks. I don't think that I will ever need anything else other than those. So I think this project is pretty okay. I think it was executed due to the best possibilities. So I think this small cute section of this village is actually getting together more and more, and I have a lot of big area to operate with in the future. And I have to bring the tram system here as well. This is going to be a bit exhausting, but in a good way. Oh, and don't care about those dragon schools. That's not a display or anything. It's just a random coincidence. Actually, look at the cute bike. I know that in previous series, I also placed this kind of bike somewhere as a decoration, but I think this looks so good. And even though with this cute atmosphere all over with flowers and a lot of bushes and a lot of vegetation, and I think this looks pretty nice, and it's a good addition to that. But this is just a random thought from me, so let's move on. Alright, so another thing that I have done in the meantime is actually I have upgraded my iron factory, and for sure, in case of the numbers, it doesn't seem better. But if you have any good ideas how can I do it to be more efficient, then I am more than happy to... Oh my god, what is this? So I'm more than happy to receive your feedbacks, because at the moment I think that the only thing that makes this whole thing so inefficient is the millstones. So I don't know if I would add grinding wheels. That probably could make it just better, just a little bit. I don't know. Probably that's what I have to go with. I will see what you guys say, but right now this works like this. This is a pretty default setting for my iron factory, because the whole thing is that I have a cobblestone factory here, or a cobblestone generator here, which works perfectly, and then everything just goes down to this millstone and the setup of this waterlogged leaves, which is technically washing the gravels. That's how a basic iron nugget factory is working, actually. And yeah, the whole thing, the rest of the factory is the same. actually. But I feel like I could probably make it so much better. I don't know if the grinding wheels would make it more efficient. Probably, yeah. I mean, if they are working with full power, they should, right? I have to work on this just a little bit, just to make it better. But this is the whole thing. I mean, I will try to make it with grindstones and see what's going to happen, right? All right, so I've changed the millstones to these grinding wheels or crushing wheels, the original name. And it looks like that now it's 15,000 iron nuggets per hour, which was 3,000-ish before. But yeah, it varies a little bit. It jumps from 8,000 to 15,000, so it's not really consistent. But I mean, it's still so much better than it was before. And I'm actually happy about that. So I think I can consider this episode as a pretty successful episode because I have done a lot of things in case of honey. So I became a beekeeper. Yeah, I think I did. That's my second profession after the Dragon Slayer. And I have also upgraded my iron nugget factory, which is just amazing because now everything will be so much smoother and I will have much more iron nuggets. And I suggest you to use this kind of iron nugget factory, but you have to consider that the crushing wheels are so much more efficient than the millstones. Please join my Discord for schematics and subscribe to my channel because the next episode is going to be amazing and the tutorial on wheels series won't stop either. So follow me if you don't want to miss out. You should have any questions, please ask me and I am more than happy to answer them. Take care everybody, have a great weekend, have a great week and see you in the next one. Bye bye.